Hello students, good morning. Today we are dealing with the next and the last chapter in the unit reproduction. So that is reproductive health. So far we have finished the sexual reproduction, the studies of sexual reproduction in flowering plants, in human beings, and reproduction in general. Okay, this is the last chapter in this unit which deals with especially the reproductive health. In this chapter we are dealing with the problems as well as strategies facing towards the reproductive health, and we are going to study it is a kind of educating about the reproductive health, because the reproductive health is very important for all the human beings. Okay, so we'll study what is reproductive health. Reproductive health means a total well-being in all aspects of reproduction. Already in human reproduction chapter we have studied how and what are the events taking place during the reproduction, and what are the processes where we perform the reproduction. Okay, like how we perform the reproduction, like in the different events like pre-fertilization, fertilization, and post-fertilization event. By studying those things, we have studied like how the hormones are important for our body, and what are the different maturation process which leads or which makes us capable to reproduce. Okay, and if we doesn't keep our reproductive health properly, then we need to face so many problems. Okay, and we know reproduction, the aim of the reproduction is only the thing to continue the life. Yes, reproduction means giving birth to the young ones, but by giving birth to the young ones, what we are assuring the continuity of the life. Okay, to perform the reproduction, the individual must be fit, capable. Okay, and to make us fit and capable, we need to keep our reproductive health properly. Okay, in India, the reproductive health programs, okay, there are different programs. Within that, family planning is one of the reproductive health program which is implemented in 1951 in India. Okay, so the reproductive and child health care, RCH, this is the important expansion they may ask in the examination, board exams, or NEET or CET. RCH is nothing but reproductive and child health care. So these are the different programs. Why they are implemented these programs? To aware people about reproduction related aspects. There are different actually aspects of the reproduction, like we need to educate the peoples about the reproduction or the healthy life of the reproduction. So to create the awareness among the peoples, so these programs are invented or discovered or implemented, and to create a reproductively healthy society. Not only the education should be given to the individuals, but within the society. So henceforth we are studying in this second PU syllabus about the reproductive health. The main aim of adding or putting this concept in your syllabus is to educate you. Okay, to educate you about the reproductive health, so that you can educate the next generation or the next coming youths. Aims and needs of sex education in schools. This is very important to educate, to give the sex education in the schools. What are the aims and needs? So first aim is to provide right information about the sex related aspects. Okay, and to avoid the sex related myths and misconceptions. There are many different misconceptions related to the sex education. So to avoid the misconceptions, they are given, like we are going to study the reproductive health chapter in your syllabus. Now the proper information about the reproductive organs, adolescence and related changes, safe and hygienic sexual practices, sexual transmitted diseases, that is example AIDS. Okay, we know how AIDS are caused. So to give education, a proper education, proper information, so these concepts are added at the level of school education. So next, population explosion and birth control. How, as we know, India got a highest amount of population, right? So how much population in India? Population was nearly 350 million during independence. It crossed 1 billion in May 2000. It means every sixth person in the world is an Indian. If you calculate, see, during the independence, around the independence, year of the independence, the population number is 350 millions. But in May 2000, so like according to the census, it is said to be 1 billion. Okay, so by this calculation, they can say every sixth person in the world is an Indian. Okay, it means there is a population exploitation in our country. According to 2001 census, the population growth rate was around 1.7%. Okay, that is 1.7% per year, the rate of birth. It may be a rate at which our population could double in 33 years. Means just imagine. Okay, now after 33 years, what will be the population of India? Okay, so reasons for population explosion. Why there is increase in the population number of individuals in India? Because the first reason increased health facilities and better living conditions. So because of there is health facilities, okay, the death rate will be less, the birth rate will increase eventually. A rapid decline in death rate, as I told, decrease in the death rate and decrease in the infant mortality rate. So death is indicated as mortality. Okay, remember, mortality is called as death. Okay, so rapid decrease in the death rate increases the population. Okay, what are those two things which decline the death rate? One is maternal mortality rate, another is infant mortality rate, that is MMR and IMR. Maternal means mother. Because of these two, the death rate will be decreases. Once the death rate decreases, the population will increases. So increase in the number of the people in reproducible age. So what happens? The age where the one can achieve the capacity to reproduce, that age group's number will be increasing. So because of that, so everyone perform, like they undergo the reproduction process. By that, the number of persons are increasing, individuals are increasing, and again it increases the, what happens, population explosion. So impacts of population explosion. So what will be the effect of the population explosion? So scarcity of basic requirements, that is food, shelter and clothing. So nowadays you can see why there is poverty in India. Okay, why there is high poverty. Some are illiterate, they don't have education. Just imagine, in a family, okay, by some reproductive health programs, like in the beginning slide what we have studied about the family planning, which is implemented in 1951. So due to that family planning, so what they have told, each family they should, like, the family consists of only two children or two childs. Okay, so based on that, so what happens in some families, just an example, if there are two childs or two children in the family, the parents are able to give a proper education for those two children, like they can educate them properly. Okay, then just imagine if a family consists of more than 5, sometimes 6, sometimes 12 childrens, then if the family are like middle class or a poor family, then the parents are not able to give a proper education for all those 12 children, right? They can only give education, they can send only few childs for their schools or for their education, right? So other, what happens, they will become illiterate, or the female ones or the female individuals, they are planned to get married. So what happens by this? There will be illiteracy, poverty, everything will increases. So this is a big major impacts of population explosion. If the sources are less, okay, and the individuals are increases, then what happens? Obviously there should be scarcity of shelter, food and clothing, which leads to much more future problems. Just imagine in your class only, you know what is the class size, and right now we have 43 students in the class. Okay, 43 students or 50, just imagine 50 students can easily sit, or they will get a proper space in that classroom, our first year science classroom. Just imagine if I add few more 50 students in that classroom, so what happens? Okay, discomfort, all 100 students won't get the seats to sit. Okay, so there will be few more future problems will arise. So same thing happens in like the country where there is a population explosion. The individuals are more, but the resources are less. So like this, they need to face a future problems. And what is the first main thing to increase the population? Yes, reproduction. Okay, everyone are capable of reproduction. They give birth to the young ones, they reproduce, and they reproduce, increases in their family size. So what happens? The parents cannot fulfill the needs of all the children which are there in their family. They can only fulfill the needs of few children. Okay, so like this, what happens? One by one the problems will arise. So next, what are the control measures? How we are going to control this population explosion? So the first point is to motivate the smaller families by using contraceptive methods. So contraception is the process like to avoid the unwanted pregnancy, that we call it as contraception. Okay, contraception is called as to avoid, it is a method performed to avoid the unwanted pregnancy. Okay, pregnancy is good, but the unwanted pregnancy, yes, which leads in the population explosion, and there we should properly control it, that is birth control process. This birth control process we call it as contraceptive methods, and we should motivate the families, or we should educate them about this contraceptive methods. Okay, so hence if we want to educate someone, we should get the education first. Okay, so hence they have kept this chapter in your syllabus so that you can get educated, and to make you able to educate the others also. Okay, next, aware peoples about the slogan. This is slogan which is given by the government itself. Hum do, hamare do, we too, our too. This comes under the family planning. As I said, each family like two childrens. So hum do, hamare do, or we too, our too. Many couples have adopted a one child norm, like one child principle they have adopted. Like um, there are many orphanages where the childs are orphans there. So instead of, like, we can adopt the childrens which are present in orphanages, like, right? So next, statutory rising of marriageable age of the female to 18 years and the males to 21 years. Yes, like they have, they'll call as a minors and majors, you know about it already. Okay, the majors can be allowed to get married. Yes, so the age limit for females are 18 years and the age limit for males are 21 years. So this is a kind of control measures. And another control measures are, as I said in the first